I'm pleased to welcome Liza Gere, gamer, geek, and glass explorer, of course. Be sure to ask your questions to the explorer during the interview with the hashtag GlassLive on Twitter or Google+. Hello, Liza.
Hello,
May you introduce yourself for a start?
Liza Gere, Google Glass Explorer, adventurer, gamer.
So, how did you get glass?
Well, I've been following the Google Labs for many years and was extremely interested in augmented reality technologies. And so when I first heard about glass, I was following along. And then they had the If I Had Glass contest. So I thought, what the heck? Worth a try. Might as well enter and see if I can get on board with the glass train.
All right, so you get chosen. You're one of the lucky one who got chosen by the program. Um, Quickly, what is your point of view on glass and the wearable computing? Is it really the future of technology?
I really believe it is. I know that within 2 days I went from using my cell phone constantly to never looking at my cell phone again. I turn it on in the morning and I never look at it until I get home at night and just check if I missed anything. It's so in the moment and so relevant. I don't know how it couldn't be just a total success.
All right, so you said in the If I Had Glass program that you would travel with glass. You would set up a website about traveling with glass. So why is glass so helpful doing that?
Well, you don't have to worry about getting out your camera, your video camera, to take your pictures along the way. For instance, the other day, I don't know if you saw the pictures I posted from my road trip
Yeah.
already, but I was just coming around the turn in the road, and there was a deer in the road, and I was able to catch the picture right in that instant. And I think that would have been a picture I would have missed otherwise. And I find that all the time, those little moments. Actually, on my road trip, I just caught a wedding proposal um, yesterday on glass. And it happened so instantaneously. He dropped down to his knee, and I was able to like start my video right away. And I caught the proposal, and instantly people started saying, "Oh, I wish we had got that on video." I was like, "I got it on glass."
This is a real experience with glass because we had five people before you, six, and they all pretty told us that glass was useful for professional use, but not in an everyday life. So you're saying the opposite?
Oh yes, I think in everyday life it's fantastically useful. I can see a multitude of business applications as well, because I'm always thinking about that. But in day-to-day life and just when you're out in the world exploring and doing things, you know, I use it every day. Every day. There's some function of glass that I am making good use of. So I couldn't imagine life without it now.
And as you're a gamer, do you have games that you enjoy playing on glass?
Well, as of now, I've only seen one game coming to Glass. I'm really hoping that Ingress comes to Glass soon. I've heard rumors that it will be soon, which will be fantastically amazing to have that. And, I would like to see developers adding in functionality for different games. I think that would be a lot of fun, instead of having a heads up display on your console to have it on your Glass. I think that would be amazing.
And would you say today glass fulfill the dreams you had about it?
I would say it's gone way beyond. I really, knowing it was a beta product, did not have a lot of expectations for it. Um, but even though it's in its infancy, it's gone far above what I thought. Over the last years, new technology comes out, I try it, and then I get totally bored of it within 2 weeks. And that hasn't happened at all with Glass.
So let's get back to the gaming experience. So we we had about an hour ago, a French guy who is developing games on Glass, and he will release the game on a few months away, I guess. And his game is a little project, but he says that with the increasement of the Glass update release, the development, he will be able to in the future create games that will be really great. So I guess you're excited about that.
Very much so. Very much so. It'll be interesting to see how gaming morphs into something more personal and interactive among people, in the real world, as opposed to just sitting in your own home.
And do you have tested other augmented reality devices like Oculus Rift?
No, unfortunately, I haven't had an opportunity to do that. I really had my eye on the Vuzix, the AR 920s.
Because do you think Glass will be able to display a full game on the screen, or will it be just little apps?
I think that it has the potential, developing the right kind of game. Personally, the types of games I see on cell phones now, they have like zero attraction for me as far as Glass is concerned. But maybe adding features in, to other games that maybe you're playing on a console would be fun. Or like I said, Ingress, the having the navigation where you would actually be turning your head and seeing your portals like right in front of you, where it's a true augmented reality game. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be, but according to what the other explorer said, it's not today. Maybe tomorrow. In a few months, maybe we'll see games on Glass upcoming on the store. So uh, today, do you have a use with particular apps on Glass, or do you just choose the main features that are provided on the device?
I've tried a lot of the secondary apps. I use all the main features quite regularly. The secondary apps, I've tried a lot of them and find that a lot of them are still in the infant stage and need a little bit of tuning up. But there's some really promising apps that, once they come out of beta, I think they're going to be amazing.
Great. So talking more generally, what was the reaction of others when you wore Glass publicly?
So far, the reaction that I have received from people has been amazingly good. Pretty much, um, I've only had two negative experiences, both of which, once I have informed the people about Glass, they totally changed their perspective.
All right. So what is the next step for you with Glass?
I'm looking forward to developing a few apps. I've partnered with a company in Spain, and we came up with a couple ideas that we'd like to start working on. So once I get done with my road trip adventure, then I'm gonna get back to work on that.
Is the company Droiders?
Is the company what?
Droiders, the Spain company, the Spanish company?
Big Pool.
Oh no, because we entered in contact with Droiders, who is a startup developing apps for developing games for Glass in Spain. So
Oh,
maybe it was it, and
no, it's a
obviously
different
not.
one.
Obviously
I
not.
might have to talk with them though.
Yeah, so uh, we're only in a beta version, in a testing version. So um, with 8,000 explorer around the world, how do you think? What is your opinion on how Glass will enter the full market?
Well, I think Google has really been smart about doing the Explorer program the way they have. They really stay on top of, you know, people's concerns. If you have ideas for what you would like in Glass, they listen. I really feel like they do their best to incorporate all those ideas. Uh, so coming from getting Glass without even being able to browse the web, and then getting the first update, that changed it completely already, I can only imagine what the monthly update will have to offer in the future. So I really look forward to it.
And do you think glass will have a real impact on our society, like the smartphone had?
I do. I really do. I think it will be just as big, if not bigger, especially if it's at the right price.
All right, because you're not so much thinking that. We had Kyle Samani who told us that glass will have a really um, will be really big for professional use, but not for a consumer product. Are you agree with that? Do you agree?
I disagree slightly. I look at it kind of the same way as a smartphone. And, you know, you look at, my parents using smartphones, my grandparents using a smartphone, and the technology has really infiltrated all of society already. And it's not that far of a leap in my mind to go from holding something in your hand to having it on your face, and to see how easy people that have never even tried glass become accustomed to using it almost within a few minutes. Um, and they can all see it too. So I really think that it will be both in the business and private sector.
And do you wear glass 24 hours a day and 7 days a week?
Pretty much. Actually, the only time I really take my glass off is when I'm going to bed and I charge it so it can upload everything. But there's not a day. I went out of the house one day without glass.
I think you're the only one so far who answered our questions to wear glass every day and every minute of her life, because every people we interviewed so far told us that glass had a cost for using it, because having something on your face all day long wasn't the use of glass wasn't as big as the cost created by the fact that you were wearing them on your face.
Because of the attention, maybe, that you've received from
Of
people.
of the attention and the fact of having something that you aren't used to, that you don't used to have on your face. And they're saying that the features of glass aren't as big as the thing that is wearing a device on your face all day long.
I forget it's there. Quite honestly, Google did a good job as far as I'm concerned with the design. I really forget about it 90% of the time, and it's those small times when I just really want the technology and it's right there. And so for me, I would think that taking it off of my face, I would miss those moments that I've been able to capture through glass. Those little things, like if I didn't have it on already.
All right, so what
Thankful
would
for.
you say are the two main misconceptions about glass?
Well, of course, the first biggest misconception is that it's constantly recording.
Yeah.
Um, and the facial recognition, I
Oh,
think people always assume that there's facial recognition built in, and that I'm being able to get their private data.
okay. So talking about private data, glass is a bit scary in societies. Governments are scared about glass because of the lack of privacy or what it looks like. What is your opinion on that?
I think it's the same. I saw the same debate when cell phones started adding cameras. There was the major privacy debate about, anybody could be filming you at any time. And I feel like it's the same conversation taking place again. And a lot of that goes to personal responsibility. There's always going to be some jerk that misuses technology in some way. But, there's everybody has cameras nowadays. So I don't think it should be as big of an issue as it's being made out to be.
And I was talking about governments which are scared about glass. You're driving with glass. Would you say prohibiting them in the future will be a good thing, or is it dangerous to drive with glass if you pay too much attention to the screen?
I think it's less dangerous to drive with glass just because of the placement of the screen. It's much easier to simply glance up very quickly and have your orientation as opposed to having to look onto your dash somewhere and take your eyes completely off the road. And
All
that's been
right,
my experience.
all right. You're pretty. Every one of you told us this, and in our country, it sounds a big thing that England wants to prohibit glass, and everyone is like, "Oh no, they're crazy," and I think they don't have to experiment the product enough to know what it is. So we're near to the end of this interview. So what advice would you give to glass lovers like us who can't have glass yet, so they can get one?
Hang in there because it's really going to be worth the wait.
It's really glad you're saying that. And the last question, in one word, what does Google Glass mean for you?
Wow, one word. Awesomeness.
Awesomeness. Okay, right. This is a great answer. So thank you very much, Liza Gere, for having been with us in this interview. See you soon for other Glass Story interviews, and don't forget to check out our Twitter, our Facebook, and the page Glass Stories on Google Plus.
Hi again, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you did, be sure to let us a comment. And don't forget you can watch the next Explorers interview clicking right here, or the previous clicking right there. Also, don't forget to check out the website glassstories.com for more exciting stuff about what Google Glass is. Bye bye!